This is a demonstration of how to use the keyboard input in AppTestStudio. In this one, we're going to automate the T-Rex game here. And to play this game, you actually use the spacebar. If you see the game over screen, you can hit spacebar to restart, and space jumps the dinosaur. But let's automate this. Going to run AppTestStudio. We'll go File, New, go to Platform is Application, and we'll call it T-Rex. Hit Finish. Now we need to know which window to use. And so let's get the wizard out. The wizard's going to look at all the windows it sees. It sees all of these windows, and there's one of them right here that we are interested in. I can hit the squirter, and it's just going to automatically set the equals. It's going to set the filter to equals, and you can see that it did find the window. I typically like to change it to contains, and we'll just do this. If it finds a window, the system called Google Dino Run, and hit search. What we want is to only find one window in the list, and if it does, that's a good sign that we found the right window. I'm going to hit use. So if the window contains Google Dino Run, it's going to track to that. I'm going to go to events, right click and add an event, and took a screenshot of the window we found. That's a good sign that we have it all hooked up right. And so I want to automate if it sees this game over the symbol here with the recycle color at pointer to fine tune the pixels I want to capture. So I want a little bit of white, a little bit of dark. And what I'm trying to do is uniquely identify colors on the screen and maybe a little A here. So if these colors, these RGB colors at these locations all match, then we're going to do an event. And this can be the game over event. And when we have a game over, the action we want to add is keyboard. Now we want to push space, a normal press, and then space up. Space down, wait 50 milliseconds, and then space up. Hit validate to verify that what I typed in is correct. And hit save, and now we'll run. Let's hit test. So test works. Oh, I think I know what's going on. The keyboard needs, the application, look, when I click in and out, it only runs on the active window. So let me move this over here. Yeah, well, I'll just have to have this going. So I'm going to click on the window and it's going to run. So right now, if we get a game over, the other issue is I resized the window. Okay, let's fix that. Let's take another screenshot. And I don't want to resample the color. Now it's using the colors over here because I moved it. Let's remove those. All right, let's pick new colors. I'm just going to click right, oops, not that one. Let's go right through here. Did I get any white? No, I didn't. Let's do this again. I want some white. I want some dark. All right, save. If that's the case, I can hit run, and there it goes. So it has to be active. So now it will hit space when it sees the game over. Now we want it to jump. So my predicament here is I need to take a screenshot and I need to have the focus on this window without AppTestStudio in the background so it will work. How we can do that is with, let's go back to apps. There's the take a screenshot. Control-Alt-Shift F1 to take a screenshot. So I'm going to do that while it's running. And I'm going to wait till I can see a cactus on the screen before I do it. Ready? I want to get that thick cactus on the screen. Here it comes. Okay. So I hit Control Alt Shift F1 and it gave me this cactus here. Now this is not a good screenshot. I think the game runs a little too fast. I wanted to capture it around this location here. So I'm going to keep going. I'm going to put this back over here, not moving this window because it's screen-based, and we'll keep going. Control Shift and F1 right there. And again, I was too slow. Let me see. I'm going to get it right. Ready? I don't like that little one. I want a big cactus. There's a reason for the madness. Ah, a little one came by. Oh. Am I gonna? I needed to get it to. Whoop, I hit F1. There we go. I got one. Finally got one where I wanted it. So this is the cactus I wanted. These are a little too close because if I take an action when it's this close, this isn't going to work. I'm going to move this to the, I can drag it and move it to the top. And I can also hit Control down arrow to move it up and down, or you can also cut and paste. So this is a good one. Like this picture because of the cactus right here, and these are not any good, so I'm going to right click advanced and delete those. So we got a nice cactus. We'll call this cactus. So that's the event. Now an event with no actions, you see this little arrow means it's a group. We want to take action, and so what I'm going to do when I move the mouse over here and I'm looking at this section here, these colors here, what I'm looking for right through here, and if I do it right, it'll work for this color here as well, these ones as well. So I want to get a color that's in line with this, and since this game uses the same colors for everything, which is nice, I'm going to mouse right on this edge here, and so if I find, what I'm going to do is click, I'm going to move slightly, click, slightly, click, slightly, click. And so I've got, because this game is going pretty fast, if it sees any gray, I'm going to click a few more times in fact. So if it sees gray, this gray color in any of these XY positions, it's going to trigger. Let's hit test on the current screen. So the reference screen is this one, and the current screen, there's nothing there. Let's take a look at that real quick. Oh, so I'll have to tab over. Tab over, so it's right here. Let's hit retest. Yep, this is kind of tricky to show. Does it move? The tricky part is this application's not playing in the background. That's okay. We'll figure it out. Ultimately, it's not finding close. I'm gonna pause the script. Okay. Let's go to, anyway, so when this is, let's change this to OR. And what this does is if any of these match at all, if this is true, or this is true, or this is true, or this is true, if any of these are true, then I need to push the jump button. All right, let's go right click, copy, and I'm gonna just paste the keyboard thing. We'll paste it as a child. So now we have this, and this is called keyboard jump. Save and run this. Go back here. Okay, I didn't find it. That's okay. Oops, I didn't mean to click that. It should restart on its own. And so, it did find one that time. Something gray on the screen. Okay. It's not really working the way I want it to, and that's okay, because I didn't tell it to do what I needed. So here's the issue right here is in the system, we're only checking every 1,000 milliseconds, which is every second. We're only taking a screenshot every second. We need to go faster. So let's do 50. So essentially 50 would be 20 times a second. So 20 times a second, we're going to look for that. We're also going to add, this also has a additive 1 second delay, which is good. So this will mean it'll run this command, then it'll wait a second for everything to finish up. That's good. Let's go ahead and run that. And okay, so it's not exactly doing what I needed it to do yet. I think it's reacting. I think it's also reacting to some of those bumps on the screen. It's triggering off of those. I'm going to pause it and let's fix that. Yeah, I'm going to remove those old clicks or locations and go a little bit higher on the tree. That way I won't get those bumps. So I'll start here and start grabbing this. Grabbed quite a few of those. I also got a white. I definitely don't want that one in our list because that's all over the screen. So I'm going to remove that. And I'm going to click up here too a couple times. I mean, there's no reason not to. So if we see anything around here, it'll also work over here when this one comes in range, especially when we set this to OR. Oh, I got another white. I'm going to remove that. So we have all grays. Save and run. Okay, and now it's working a little better. It's not jumping on those. It's not jumping on those little bumps, but it's doing it too slow. Right? It's not jumping at the right time. It's getting close though. Yeah, I like it. It's actually at least triggering when there's a tree almost every time. Hit pause. We just got to do one little thing. So when this event fires, we need to add a. So after this event triggers, and it pushes. Right now, it's pushing jump over here. When it's this far away, we need to do it a little bit closer. So I'm going to have it wait 100 milliseconds. Save and run, and we'll see what it does. Okay. That was a little too slow. So we're jumping into it. Okay, that's fine though. It's consistently jumping into it. That's exactly what we want. Because, let's go ahead and just change it. So let's change it to wait 200 milliseconds, save and run. Go back. So now we're waiting 200 milliseconds, getting a little close. Well, now we're not jumping into it, but we're jumping. Oh, that one missed it. We'll have to adjust our logic for that. A little closer. Okay, let's pause, go back, and change it to 400 milliseconds. So it jumped over the first cactus. Jumped over the second. All right. Now we just have a little issue with the after jump delay is a little slow. So let's change this to, we'll change this to not to wait only 200 milliseconds after you jump. Let's get that going. Okay, the little tree's not catching. Sometimes it doesn't do the little trees. Okay, I think it's a little slow. Let's do 350. Let's do 350. Save and run. And the after, let's do 100. I guess it wouldn't hurt to have it not wait. You could just send it multiple spaces. All right, so we got to 93 just by so the game speeds up. I'm not going to actually make it do that, but you could fine-tune the weighting and the logic. I noticed that a couple times it wasn't able to capture the smaller ones, but you could refine this. A couple things is, it looks like the longer you hold the spacebar down, the higher the dinosaur jumps. One thing you could do is trigger off the score. So if there's a 0, it runs at if you have a 0 here, you run at the slower speed. And if you're at 100, you run at a higher speed. But this is a demo of how to do the keyboard input. Let's go into just some fine-tune, some important things. You have to space down and then space up. And then you tell it how long you want it to wait. So let's do K, a quick tap, K. That would be like a peck of the keyboard. So if I wanted to do a space down, wait 50 milliseconds and space up, and then a K down, wait 30 milliseconds, K up. These are like quick buttons for your time. So if you're doing a lot of input and you wanted to do anything. Here's some examples as well. To type ABC, you type A down, wait 50, A up. Wait 50, B down, wait 50, B up, wait 50, C down, wait 50, C up. That's how you would do it. You can hit the validate button if you're cutting and pasting data in here to see that it works. So hold W and D at the same time for 1 second. Hold W down. Hold D down, wait 1000, and then D up, W up. So that's how you do it. If you wanted to do that, kind of concludes our demo. Thanks.